but really full. Annyeong everyone! This is Chef Good Choice. Good choice! Guys, do you remember I react to 4 TikTok videos with Korean ramen recipe in my last video? If you haven't watched it, please click the link on the top. You know where it is.
So what are you doing today here? React to another recipes?
No? Are you serious? I did reaction last time, so today we study.
Study? Why? It's boring.
Boring? Have you ever seen I make boring video?
Yeah, every time.
So today, I'm gonna talk about ramen, the history of ramen. So, let's start. Before start, can you tell me where is the ramen originally come from?
Ah, I know. It's Japan. Everyone knows.
Where? Half right, half wrong. According to my study, actually it's from Chinatown in Yokohama. So Yokohama is Japan, but Chinatown, Chinese people.
Japan, Chinese people.
So there are a huge number of Chinese captives into Japan early 19th, which was while World War II, and start to settle down in few port cities around Japan like Yokohama, Kobe, and Nagasaki. And those Chinese people start to make one of their popular food, not very special, but more like daily food. Cause they miss their hometown, China, own culture and food. And one of the food they made is noodle soup bowl. Very popular in China, called ramen.
Ramen.
Means pulled noodle soup. As you can see, ramen and ramen look similar, right? Also, at that time in Japan, ramen was called Chinese soba, not ramen. So by that time, that noodle soup was considered as Chinese food, even in Japan. But why ramen, not ramen, Chinese soba become famous in Japan? Cause it's tasty, but also it has few points people would love. First of all, the most workers in Chinatown are cheap labor, so of course they want cheap and quick meal to fill their hungry tummy. So many Chinese vendors in Chinatown start to sell quick and cheap Chinese food, and of course ramen become popular. Cook the noodle into the soup and serve. Cook the noodle into soup and serve. Cook the noodle into soup and serve. Also, some people said it was first time wheat-based noodle was introduced to Japanese cuisine, but ramen was popular only for that specific world-class people that time. However, real ramen boom started in Japan after Second Sino War by Japanese soldiers who fought in China for few years. They still missed Chinese food, so they visit Chinatown in Japan to have Chinese food and introduce to their family and friend, and becoming so popular with word of mouth. The funny fact of ramen that time was it was known as dragon noodle.
Dragon noodle.
Not ramen, cause dragon represent China and noodle is noodle. Still not recognized as Japanese food.
So when did the first Japanese ramen was created?
As Japanese food, I think from 1910, cause that time first ramen house opened in Tokyo, Lai Lai Ken, which was actually Chinese restaurant, but owner was Japanese, and they tried to make Japanese style ramen, which is ramen with Tokyo style soy sauce. And since that time, the ramen became popular and now internationally. So far, we run about origin of ramen. Now, let's find out how ramen become ramen as instant food. The first instant ramen is created by Ando Momofuku, who is CEO of Nissin Food in 1958. Anyway, around 1950, the Japan faced serious scarcity after World War II. So Japan used to get the wheat from America and baked bread for daily meal, not steamed rice that time. That is why Japan's pastry and baking techniques are considered as one of the best in the world. Has a special history background. By the way, one day Mr. Ando saw his wife cooking tempura, and suddenly he got the idea about deep fried noodle to keep wheat-based noodle for long time. And after having many experiments, finally Nissin Food can launch world first instant ramen, which is chicken flavor ramen. The noodle in the chicken soup. The different point of this noodle is the soup base seasoning is not in the sachet as powder. It was brushed on the noodle and dry out, so you cannot control the level of seasoning well. It takes so short time to cook. Pour boiling water and wait for only 2 minutes. Now let's talk about Korean ramen. It's not ramen, it's ramen. But what is your favorite Korean ramen?
Shinramen.
Maybe most of people say Shin Ramen, but actually it is not first ramen in Korea. The official first ramen is this one, Samyang Ramen. The CEO of Samyang Food, Jung-Yoon Jeon, was born in rich family and was a really well-educated person, smart guy. But after Korean War, the situation in Korea was terrible. Many people died with starving and couldn't have proper food, which was big problem. So Mr. Jeon, he was looking for cheap but great food which can feed people easily. And finally, he remembered the instant noodle he had when he was in Japan. Finally, in 1963, the first Korean ramen was launched.
Then, when was Shinramen was launched?
It was 1986, around 20 years after Samyang Ramen came out. But now, honestly, Shinramen is more popular around the world, as you know. Why? Cause it's spicier. This word Shin means spicy. Spicy ramen. Cause early Samyang Ramen had beef soup base or chicken soup base like first Japanese ramen, but Nongshim created spicy soup base so people can feel like they had proper Korean meal. You know, Korean soups are usually spicy, not just chicken broth or beef broth. That is why Shinramen become more popular. And you know what? Now, one of most spicy food in the world, which is so popular, fire chicken noodle, is from Samyang. So now they have good spicy food fan base as well. Now, let's prepare those 3 different ramen, ramen, and ramen, and compare the mukbang experiment.
Yes, it's mukbang time!
So I got 3 different instant noodles from 3 different countries: Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. First, Chinese. This is Chinese instant noodle. This brand is one of famous in China, and according to my research, the early stage ramen should has meat-based broth soup, which should be beef or chicken. So I prepare this is beef flavor. And the second one, the ramen from the Nissin food. Nissin, because it has a rich chicken flavor. Can you see this chicken? So cute, and I'm gonna eat it. But size is a bit small for me. And finally, the Korean instant noodle, Samyang Ramen. The Korean first instant noodle. Well, all these noodles are ready here, so let's cook it. So add some kimchi for more flavor.
No kimchi.
Chicken ramen with egg, of course.
No egg.
Okay. So 3 noodles from each country ready. Chinese, Japanese, Korean. Let me try Chinese one first, which is origin of ramen. Doesn't have that strong spicy, those kind of flavor, because this should be beef flavor. But I can smell like, you know, all the Chinese spice. A little bit pungent, like 5 spice. 잘 먹겠습니다. Very nice. This is a bit mild, but has a really rich flavor in it. Has 4 different sachets for 1 packet of noodle. So which means they consider the flavor of soup so much, and as a result, I can see really nice and deep flavor. And second, Japanese noodle. This one is more like a snack for me, and there was no soup seasoning sachet, because as you can see, the noodle has seasoning itself. I said the first version, soup base was brushed on the noodle, but now the noodle itself has a soup base seasoning, which is interesting. Technology. Has chicken flavor, but does not have strong flavor. But for snack, not as a meal, I like it. And last, Korean one. I couldn't find that the beef version or chicken version, which was first version of samyang ramen. This one is a bit mild spicy. I wish I can try the first one. Again, in Korean, we don't say ramen, it's a ramen. Say ramen. Everyone, repeat after me. Ramen.
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 This is definitely Korean version. But I also like and respect this Chinese version and Japanese version as well. Because without this noodle cannot be created. Respect. Kimchi?
Of course, no.
You are torturing me.
You are having three, all of them.
Yeah, of course. It's just 3 packets of ramen. I can eat them but really full.
Where is mine? Did you leave some for me?
Of course.
Nope.
So today we learn about history of ramen, and ramen. I'm full. But it was tasty and interesting time, and hope you feel same way. I'm Chef Good Choice. Good choice. And see you again in different video. And bye bye.